In the last few videos, we've looked at the major scale and how to build major chords and minor chords. In this video, we're going to show how all of that links together within the major key. I'm Sev, and this is 5 Minute Masterclass. Once again, we will begin with the C major scale. We know from previous videos that the major scale tells you which notes to use when you're building major and minor chords, but it also tells you what chords you'll use in a particular key. Let's just go straight to the example. Working in the key of C, we start with the first chord in the key, C. We know that the C major chord is made up of the notes C, E, and G, and we can see that these three notes do exist in the C major scale. So, by extension, the C major chord can be used in the key of C. The second chord in the key of C is D. Here we face a problem. The D major chord uses the notes D, F sharp, and A, but F sharp can't be found in the C major scale, so the D major chord can't be used in the key of C. But if we flatten the F to make a D minor chord, we can see that these three notes do exist in the C major scale, and so D minor can be used in the key of C. Look, this is seriously the hardest part of it to get your head around. It basically boils down to these 3 bullet points. The key and the major scale are, on paper, the same thing. For a chord to work in a key, the notes of that chord have to exist in that key/major scale. Kurt Cobain sold a squillion albums without knowing a word of this. Dave Grohl, on the other hand, lives and breathes it. Anyway, back to it. The third chord in the key of C would be some variant of E. E major consists of E, G sharp, and B. But G sharp doesn't fit into the C major scale, so we can't use E major in the key of C. But E minor uses E, G, and B, which does work, and so we can use the chord E minor in the key of C. The fourth chord in the key of C is F something. F major uses the notes F, A, C, which all exist in the C major scale, so will work in the key of C. The fifth chord in the key is G something. G major uses G, B, and D, all of which exist in C major. Thumbs up. The sixth chord is A something. A major uses A, C sharp, and E, which doesn't work because of the C sharp, but A minor uses A, C, E, which does fit. The seventh chord in the key of C is B something. This is where it gets a bit ugly. B major uses B, D sharp, and F sharp, which won't work here because of the D sharp and the F sharp. But B minor won't work either, because even if we flatten the D sharp, we end up with B, D, F sharp. So here we have to use a new kind of chord which we haven't touched on before, the diminished chord. The diminished chord uses a flat third and a flat fifth. So B diminished would use the notes B, D, and F. And these notes do work. So, to summarize, the chords used in the key of C major are as follows: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and back to C major. I'll give that a moment for everything to sink in. Okay, so this sequence of chords that we've just determined will also carry across to other keys. In any major key, the sequence of chords will always be major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Always, regardless of the root note of the key. Over the following slides, we'll take a look at the 12 possible keys, and we'll see which chords are used. In every case, you are going to see that the first, fourth, and fifth chords are major chords, the second, third, and sixth chords are minor, and the seventh chord is always diminished, without fail. Mind blown. So this 4-part series has been pretty heavy. It's one of the more complex components of music theory, but as I said, 95% of Western music is based on this. The major scale is a pattern within a pattern, and as I've always said to my students, if you follow this pattern, no matter what you play, it may not sound good, but it will sound right. For our next video, we're going to touch on something a bit lighter, I promise. Until then, I'm Sev from 5 Minute Masterclass, saying ciao for now.